what's up everybody out there in YouTube land and wherever else you may be watching this, I guess. Welcome back, Spin Doctor, Final Mayhem, YouTube channel. It's Kendall. Yep, it's been a little while since I've done a video, I know. And this one is a really special one for me, I guess you could say, because I'm doing another concert review, I guess we'll call it. This one was really fun for me because my brother, for my birthday, he bought me a ticket to go with him and my nephew to see Metallica this past Saturday, which was yesterday. It's Sunday right now, for the 72 Seasons tour that they've been doing for the last 2 years. It's going to continue on. They just announced they're making the tour even go longer into Europe. And for me, it was really cool because I had never seen Metallica. Of course, I wanted to. Been a Metallica fan for a long time, since I was a kid. So, obviously, the chance to see them, huge bucket list item for me. So, very excited. My nephew, he's 16, learning the guitar. And so for him, it was a big opportunity for him. So excited. He huge Metallica fan, so for him this was like huge bucket list for him. Metallica is his favorite band, so you know, huge for him. And my brother, he had seen them on the St. Anger tour, so it's been 20 years for him, so he's pretty excited as well, of course. Bank of America Stadium, all that good stuff. You know, Metallica's doing these stadium tours. However, them coming here, they did not do the 2-night. It was just a 1-night, which they've been doing periodically for certain cities. Don't know why they didn't do the 2-night, but they did the 1-night. So, but they did what they normally do. They had the pop-up event in Charlotte, just a few blocks away from the stadium. It was a Friday, so the show was on a Saturday, and so Friday and Saturday they did the pop-up event. And so let me give you a little bit of a rundown of how the weekend went. First off, I knew about the pop-up event long before. Friend of the show, friends I should say, because I've had multiple that told me a long time ago, hey man, if they come into town, you really should go. One being Chance, concert buddy. When he was here back last year in October for the Noble Records 5-year anniversary, we talked about concerts and shows, and he had mentioned that he had gone to see them in St. Louis. Said it was great. They put on a great show. He said, you know, if you get the opportunity, you should go, because, you know, you don't know how long these guys are gonna really be out there seeing, you know, how long they're gonna be out there playing, you know, and so you really gotta take the opportunity. And so he told me about the pop-up events and how they worked, you know, and and so there was that. And then when Brian Glick was here for Record Store Day, he also had gone to the pop-up events in St. Louis, saw both shows as well. And then of course, Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, I watch his channel all the time. I knew he had gone with Brian and Chance, I believe, and Billy Hurst. Obviously, huge fan of Billy, and a friend of mine as well. I shop Riverbend Records online all the time. I knew that they had all gone. They had done the pop-up events and everything, so I knew how they worked, and I gotten some pointers from Chance, and I gotten some pointers from Brian about how to work the events, and when to look for them, where to look for them. So I knew where the event was, knew about the vinyl and the poster. So event started at 10 o'clock on Friday. I work, so I knew that was going to be tricky. I normally take my lunch break at 12. Decided to move it up to about 11. Figured that would be early enough that I could probably jump in, look for the poster and the record, because they do a special color variant and a special poster, obviously. Is it Mike Sang who does the posters for the event, I think? Anyway, so I was like, all right. So my brother said that he was going to go. He was going to take my nephew, and he went, I think about the time that it started at 10, he said there was a line all the way around. He said that he couldn't stay. He had to go and help my dad. Well, I committed. I was going to go. So I leave a little before 11, and I get there, and there's definitely a line, but I was committed. So I waited out the line, waited about 45 minutes, and I had already seen what the poster looked like, and I had kind of made a decision that I wasn't going to get the poster. And I decided again that when I was there, you're wondering, are they going to be out of the records, because you're seeing people walk in and out, and you're seeing what they're walking out with. You're seeing people with tubes. Oh, maybe the poster's gone, because people are buying them. You see people walk out with records. Oh man, are they out of the records? Because they say that there's limited quantities for each day, so you know that they're going to have them for both days. Well, are they going to run out that day? So I'm like, all right. Get to the door, they let us in, and there's a lady that's working, and very nice lady. I'm sure she worked both days. And I asked her, I said, do you still have the record and the poster? And I had been talking to some people in line about, the record and the poster, because there were people there specifically for the poster, there were people there specifically for the record and all that good stuff. And, they were collecting all kinds of stuff. There was one guy who had been to so many of the shows and was getting just the poster so he could, continue it on. So, yeah, they had both, but you had to go just through the line, because they had it back behind the counter. So I get in the line with the lady that I was in the line with and the guy as well. And as I see the poster, I'm like, man, you know what? That poster looks a lot cooler in person than it did just by the picture. So I broke down and I got the poster too, which I have right here in this trusty tube. Of course, I opened the wrong side. Anyway, I was going to do that. Should have just had it out. Shame on me. And I thought it was really cool that they gave you the tubes as well. So I got the poster, because I will say this. Chance and Brian said, the poster's not that cool, but he did say it is the poster. And these things go for like ridiculous amounts of money on the aftermarket. And I was like, man, that's insane, just for a poster. They are numbered, but they are really nice quality. This is the poster right here. Very cool. And it is number, I believe it was 214 of 545. So only 545 of these things were actually made. And I got number 214. So very cool. Plan on getting this thing framed. So very cool. Very, very cool. Very excited to be able to get that. Like I said, I'm going to get it framed really nice. Not just, some typical frame or anything like that, but like done well, So got that. And then, of course, I got the record as well. Now, every record and every poster is themed to the city you go to. And so for North Carolina, they did and I really like this because it's on a Carolina blue splatter, which I thought was really kind of cool. Really, you can't really see it that well, but in person you could see more of the splatter in there with the white. But they didn't go with and the other vinyl the other record looks very similar to it, so I'm not going to pull it out and show you, but yeah, just very, very cool. And these are going on, online for ridiculous amounts of money too. It's kind of ridiculous, but very cool. I don't know how many of those they pressed, they didn't say, but very stoked to have it as well. And then Brian was telling me that the following day at the show, they normally do a special poster for the actual concert as well. He said they normally go on sale at one time, and once they sell out, they sell out. So we get there. My brother and my nephew get there. We want to get there early because of parking. Parking around Bank of America Stadium sucks, by the way. It's also expensive. But we get there, we park, we walk up there. They have the truck out there with the trailer. We buy our stuff. I bought this shirt. Needed a Metallica shirt for that because I always buy tour shirts. So this has the dates and everything. Thought it looked really cool. And I asked about the poster, and they said, "Oh, well, we're gonna sell those around 4." And we got there at like 3 something. So I'm like, "Oh, well, like around 3." So we have an hour. I asked how many they have. Well, they said we have about 25 in this section. Other sections have about the same. So stick around. Well, as I'm sticking around, I'm meeting more people that are interested. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh man, there's a lot more people here. And we're trying not to like be crazy. And finally, like they go, okay, if you want a poster, start a line over here. Well, I'm over here with some other people. And so then I get screwed because I'm like first in line over here, but they say start the line over here. I'm like, well, great. So then I get over here. They say that they have 50. And I'm like, crap, I'm not. They have 25 to 50. And I'm like, oh, great. I don't know if I'm going to get one now. Because at first I wasn't sure I wanted one, but Brian Glick, always making me spend my money. You know, it's like, you're going to regret not getting it, man. You're going to regret not getting it. They're already selling on eBay. I'm like, how are they selling on eBay? They haven't even sold the first one yet. Well, they're posted, man. I'm like, jeez. Anyway, the lady pops up and she's like, count. She's like, what is this? She's like, you with the hat. I'm like, me? She's like, no, the guy behind you. Like, two guys behind me. She said, you're the cutoff. I'm like, whoa, okay. So, anyway, long story short of it, I got the poster for the show as well. And this is number 780 of 925. So, I was able to get the actual concert poster as well. So, very cool, very happy. But, needless to say, I spent a little more money than I probably should have at the Metallica show. But the way I'm looking at it is this was a once in a lifetime. Well, I say once in a lifetime, but the odds of me being able to go see Metallica again are slim. This was me going with my brother and my nephew. So it was a lot of fun. And after the show, Suicidal Tendencies opened, and I will say that band is interesting. They played about 6 songs. Was very happy when they were done. Not my cup of tea. Pantera came out, played for about an hour, 11 songs. Progressively, it got better. So, Zakk Wylde, just such a beast on that guitar. I was very happy to say that I saw Zakk Wylde play. Phil was very entertaining on the mic, just because he's deadpanned. But I think a lot of that has to do with his issue he had with drugs. I think drugs messed up his mind quite a bit, but that's beside the point. And then Metallica came out about 8:45. It was so cool. You know, they did the Ecstasy of Gold from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly intro video. Classic Metallica, of course. And then they just, bam, opened up with 3 classic Metallica songs from early Metallica albums. Loved that. Creeping Death, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ride the Lightning. Did some, they did 2 songs from the new album. Lux Eterna, Screaming Suicides. Then they did some more older stuff. They played Orion as a tribute to Cliff. That was really cool. You know, James being himself, you know, just really showing his love and appreciation to the city and the crowd of Charlotte. Loved that. You know, these guys are getting older. I mean, James is a grandfather now. And it was so funny because, like, with suicidal tendencies, the only word I understood was the F word. Phil from Pantera, you know, he cursed as well. But I swear I don't think James dropped a single F-bomb or anything like that. He was pretty clean. I was just kind of surprised. And I will say this too. The age gap or difference between the audience there. I think there was kids 4 or 5 to adults in their 70s there. Just a wide variety of people there. That just kind of shows you what this audience brings, you know, to the level and the group of metal fans or Metallica fans. Very, very cool. But I mean, the spectacle of the lights and the sound, the pyro, very cool. And James's voice was excellent. The sound was excellent too. I will tell you, having seen the Stones there and seeing Garth Brooks there, and then just seeing other heavy metal acts at other places, especially with heavy metal, like I saw Iron Maiden, and with Iron Maiden, the sound was very deaf toned, or like just like muffled, to where you really couldn't understand the vocals, and like everything just seemed sounding. Metallica stuff was clear. I could hear the vocals great. The guitars sounded great. I mean, everything was just clear as day there. I was very impressed with the sound quality of the show. Very well done there. Metallica's sound people were great, and of course the people doing the sound for Bank of America was good too. They played my favorite Metallica song, Seek and Destroy.
I just say the word, seek! Oh my God, that will never, ever get old. That fills my heart right up to here. Seek!
That was awesome. Like I said, the just the set list itself was great, because I mean they went from beginning to end. The only album I think they didn't play anything from Load, and they didn't play anything from Hardwired to Self-Destruct or Saint Anger, but they played stuff from everything else. Closed the show with Sandman. I mean, obviously they played, it was kind of weird too, at like 10 o'clock it gets, it's darker, the lights go out, and Kirk's out there, he's fiddling around on his guitar, and I start to feel raindrops as he starts to play the intro to Nothing Else Matters, and it's starting to rain a little bit, not too hard. The lights are blue, Carolina blue, James is really getting into singing that. And as soon as that song's done, I swear the rain just stopped. No more rain. It was kind of just weird the way that one worked out, but just an amazing show. The pyrotechnics for one, phenomenal. Just the way they did the gun and battle stuff with the little explosions and fuel. The effects for that were really cool. A great set list. I know I've said that already. Just a fun show, and to be able to experience it with my brother and my nephew was really a fun experience as well. So I'm glad I could cross that off my bucket list. Metallica still putting on a great show after 40 years of being a band. You can't ask for much more of that. These guys, they're not spring chickens anymore. They're not in their 20s. They're not young kids. These guys are old guys, but they're still putting on a great show. I don't know if they're going to be doing this like, the Stones exactly, because a little more oomph behind their music, but the fact that they can still do what they're doing at their age is pretty impressive. So very cool. They're not phoning it in for sure. So anyway, guys, hope you didn't mind the video and some of the stuff I'm showing here. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. If you guys were there, or if you've seen Metallica recently, let me know, and let me know and what you thought of the shows that you've seen. Also leave me the old thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, I will Catch you later. Bye.